in this test, we're going to be testing the Spice Guard against Hetaireias. The Spice Guards have a much lower armor rating than the Hetaireias. They have less health. They have, let's see, melee defense 11. The Hetaireias have a higher melee defense. The charge bonus is 49. It's 70 for the Hetaireias. So the Hetaireias will be able to one-shot the Spice Guard on the charge. The Spice Guard might be able to one-shot the Hetaireias on the charge if they can do enough damage with their bows at range. So here we're trying just that. We're allowing the Spice Guard to fire. So they're firing on the Hetaireia Guards. The Hetaireia Guards are rushing in. They also have precision shot, which is interesting. So activating precision shot now. And the Hetaireias haven't lost a single man just yet due to their great health. Now they've lost a man, they've taken hit point damage. The Spice Guard could maybe have gotten a volley in here, but I wanted to make sure that they get a decent charge. And the charge against Hetaireia, the Hetaireia start winning almost immediately. The Spice Guard, it needs to be taken into consideration that when the Spice Guard use precision shot, they're going to be very tired here. So they're exhausted already, and that's going to make it much easier for the Hetaireia Guards to chop them down. So the Hetaireia Guards only take about 40 casualties on this charge, and they just demolish the Spice Guard. So using precision after you want to charge in, or before you want to charge in, might not be the best use of the Spice Guards. But let's see how they do. Let's test another engagement here. The Spice Guard, here they are using, let's see, they are using, I believe they're using heavy shot in this case. So precision can be used, but you have to wait for them to regain their stamina if you want to charge in and you want them to be as effective as possible. They do look quite cool, but they have some problems in terms of melee defense, armor and health. And of course you're not going to want to skirmish against enemy skirmishers with these units, so they are very much second line infantry, even third line infantry, that can do some nice things in the late game with their missiles. So here again they fire, they use precision shot, and they're exhausted just after using precision shot. They charge in, and once again the Spice Guard gets absolutely demolished by the Hetaireia Guards on the charge. Now the exhaustion is a real problem, but here I kind of wanted to see if the missile fire was enough to deal enough damage to the Hetaireia Guards that the Spice Guard were able to do well, but it's pretty clear that they're not able to do well. They could potentially kite the Hetaireias because they are medium and the Hetaireias are heavy, but it would also be very nice for the Spice Guard to have rapid advance, them being lighter, being able to skirmish more effectively, because once the Hetaireias hit charge speed, the Spice Guard are not going to be able to pull away here. So here we are testing Whistling Shot against Hetaireias, and Whistling Shot is going to reduce the melee attack and the morale of the Hetaireias. I didn't use Precision Shot this time for the Spice Guard, so let's see how well they do when Precision Shot isn't used and they're not exhausted. They still lose decisively on the charge. The Hetaireias dropping, I think they're dropping a bit quicker than they did in the other test. Let's see if the Spice Guard gets more kills here. And using Whistling Shot and not being exhausted, the Spice Guard break 50 kills, just about. Maybe, yeah, they break 50 kills, but it's still not a good result for the Spice Guard using Whistling Shot. Them not being exhausted definitely helped them in this engagement, but still, Spice Guard, even though they have the Dane axe, they are not shock infantry able to charge into other shock infantry units and come out on top due to the lack of armor. And for being shock infantry, they have a fairly low charge bonus of only 49, even though they have the Dane axe with a 20 bonus versus infantry, and even though they use their missiles, they are much better used behind the lines, firing above friendly units, charging in, and hopefully you'll be able to save these guys for the late game when there are only depleted infantry units on the field, only depleted cavalry units. But even if you only have 2 of these guys, they cost 1800, which is more than 10% of the army. So this is why I think the Spice Guard is a bit of a problematic unit, because whereas the Hetaireia Guards, you basically don't think twice about engaging the Hetaireia Guards, because they will do really well against anything except Athars. And with their headhunt, they can stay in the fight for a long time, perfect for supporting cav engagements. But if you rush in the Spice Guard into cav engagements, what you're essentially doing is taking away their skirmish potential. You are going to be losing men, you're going to be losing ammunition when you lose men, and then the Spice Guards are much less of an effective unit than if they're used in the long game. Able to use all of their ammunition, able to charge in, and able to have enough men in the late game to be able to skirmish against depleted enemy troops. Strength and honor.